This week we're going to take a look at the fifth beatitude written in Matthew 5:7, where Jesus says, "Blessed are the merciful, for they shall receive mercy." According to the Oxford Dictionary, mercy is defined as compassion or forgiveness shown towards someone whom it is within one's power to punish or harm. In the Bible, the word mercy is associated with forgiveness and forbearance shown out of abundant compassion, love, and kindness. One such example is found in the popular parable of the unmerciful servant, where Jesus used to answer the question, "How many times shall I forgive my brother or sister?" If you recall, in that parable, there was a man who owed 10,000 talents or bags of gold, which in today's currency is roughly $3.5 billion. That's right, billions with a B. We don't know exactly what led to such enormous debt. Perhaps it was a global failed corporation where this guy was liable for the failure. And unlike today, where he could have filed a bankruptcy, back then the bank had ordered him to be sold into slavery along with his wife and children until he repays his entire debt. But in that parable, we read that the man falls on his knees and begs for mercy. And the master takes pity on them and forgives his entire debt and is let go without having to pay a single penny. But instead of being grateful for the mercy and paying it forward, he goes on to jail his fellow servant who owed him less than $6,000. Unbelievable, right? On one hand, we have $3.5 billion of forgiveness, and on the other, $6,000 of unforgiveness. How do you think the master felt when he found out? Angered? Outraged, to say the least, right? So he goes on to reverse his forgiveness and sends him back to jail until he repays his entire debt. Very sad, but just. But you see, this story isn't about the unmerciful servant. The point Jesus makes is that it is about you and me, because at the end of the parable, Jesus says the following words: "This is how my heavenly Father will treat each of you unless you forgive your brother or sister from your heart." If you consider yourself a Christian, but you always judge and criticize others, do you think you're being merciful? Or if someone hurt your feelings and made you feel bad, are you being merciful and forgiving toward them? You see, being a Christian, first of all, is understanding that as sinners, we could have never repaid our debt. And we were destined for the eternal hell. But God, the Master, out of His abundant love, compassion, and mercy, forgave us that entire debt through the sacrifice of Jesus Christ and the blood that He shed on the cross. And knowing that, how can we allow ourselves to be like that unmerciful servant and collect pennies when Jesus forgave us a fortune and freed us from eternal condemnation? Mercy is the very nature of God, and we're called to resemble His image, which means being merciful toward others as He is to us. Because we are blessed, as Jesus said, when we are being merciful to others. And on the other hand, we are not blessed, and we will not be shown mercy toward ourselves if we are not being merciful toward others. So may God help us remember that, and may you have a blessed day.